whisper stories told. Let your journey now begin. In the magic, let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the Terran's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome into another live stream. I want to throw out there that we are going to be doing another giveaway tonight. We had an angel donation from someone who is very generous and has donated multiple times for this. So we really appreciate them for sharing the wealth, literally, and blessing someone in this chat. If you guys want to be a part of the giveaway, you can enter to win at the end of the free list. So make sure that you stick around for that if you want to participate in it as well. Right now, we're going to go ahead and get started with the free yes/no questions. So I just need you to drop your yes/no question in the chat one time. Make sure you're liking the live stream and stay present for your question. All right, let's start this off with DT. Hi, Margaret. Welcome in. How are you? Hi, Chibi. DT, I'm getting a no right now. I have the Hermit card. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. You're welcome, Aditi. Margaret, you're crying? What's going on? This is for Nat. Will not hear from David this spring. 2025. I am getting a yes, Nat. 8 of Wands. Ari, I think your mom has hope. I have the Ace of Cups and Nine of Pentacles. Margaret, I'm getting a no, the Eight of Swords. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Hi, Culture. Welcome in. You're welcome, Nat. Hey, Space Cowboy. I am getting a yes, Ray, Queen of Swords, and Justice. Chibi, I have a no, the Hermit. You're welcome. If you all want to be a part of the giveaway that we're doing after the free list is done, make sure that you guys stay tuned in the chat. Don't go anywhere. After the free list is done, we're going to be doing a giveaway. Culture, I have a yes, Ace of Wands. Space Cowboy. Sorry, my voice. Space Cowboy, will you reunite with Armani? Space Cowboy, reunite with Armani this year. Show me yes or no. Card. I'm getting a yes, Ace of Wands for Space Cowboy. You're welcome, Margaret. You're welcome, Ray. You're welcome, Chibi and Culture. You're welcome, Ari. This is for K-Pop Queen. Thank you guys for liking the live. I really appreciate it. Just another reminder, if you're just joining us, that we did get an angel donation tonight, which means that somebody donated to this channel to allow for someone else to win a free reading tonight. It's a free mini reading up for grabs. You don't have to do anything, be anything to enter. Just wait for my cue to go ahead and drop the emoji in the chat. We're going to announce the winner in about we're going to start in about 5 minutes, and then we'll probably announce a few minutes after that. So if you want a chance at a free mini reading tonight, you don't have to do anything. You just enter to win. Make sure that you stay in the chat for that. This is for K-Pop Queen. K-pop, I'm going to say no, Six of Swords and Three of Swords. Hey, Kayla, welcome in. Kayla, I have a yes, Knight of Pentacles. Sienna, I have a yes, Judgment. We are going to be entering to win the giveaway in about 2 minutes. I'm going to be closing out the free list very soon. K-pop, can we ask other questions or just one? It's just one for free, but we are going to be doing a giveaway in a minute if you want to stay tuned, maybe be a part of that and possibly win. Hi, Naisha. Welcome in. How are you? Naisha, Six of Swords, easier times ahead. So I feel like that's a yes. Hi, sweet Rita. How are you? Slowly, sweet Rita. I am getting a yes, but very slowly. I don't think this is going to happen as fast as you want. The Hanged Man and Page of Pentacles. I'm doing good, girl. Tired. I wish I had the opportunity for a nap today, maybe later. But otherwise, doing good. Sweet Rita, glad to hear it. All right, guys, it's a giveaway time. All right, guys, so if you want to be a part of the giveaway, make sure that you're dropping a purple heart in the chat to enter. Awesome, Emily. I'm happy for you. We have a lot of entries. Thank you guys. And special thanks to our donator who chose to remain anonymous today. But we appreciate them as well for giving this opportunity for someone to win a free reading tonight. What's up for grabs is a free mini reading. And unless it goes against my rules, you can ask any question you guys want. All right, so we have Ari, DT, Nyasia, Culture, K-pop, Bake, Sag, Sweet Rita, Emily, Ray, and Roses. I'm going to leave this open for one more minute, and then we're going to lock it in and see who won. Nyasia says, I hope you get to take your nap. I didn't sleep that great this week, so I'm going to try to get back on track. Ah, thank you. I hope you can get back on track. That's the worst, not being able to sleep. I swear to God, it's the worst thing ever. All right, we are going to lock it in. Whoa, that looks weird. Let's try this. Is that better? Yeah, close enough. All right, good luck, everyone. Yay, Culture. Congratulations. Culture Envy. Culture won a free reading tonight. Congratulations. Emily says, so sweet. Sweeta says, so sweet. Thank you. Nyasia says, thank you to the donator. K-pop, I'm going to be happy for whoever wins. You definitely deserve it. I would say Culture definitely deserves it. Culture is a great person and has made a lot of support on this channel. So I feel like that's a very deserved win. Ray says, very kind of the anonymous donor. Thank you guys for being so awesome and so supportive in the chat. Really appreciate that. I feel like Miss World. Awesome. All right, guys. So that is it for the free options tonight. We are going to move on to our giveaway winner and our donations as well. Let me update the list really quickly. Okay, let's see. All right. So this is the list right now. Not too long. Culture, go ahead and prepare your question in the chat when you're ready, and I will do your reading for you. Congratulations again. What would be the outcome if I followed the course of action that Mimi is going to recommend? Interesting. Okay. Naisha, how are you holding up? Weather is getting better. Winter is brutal. Yeah. I'm doing good. Weather definitely getting nicer where we're at. I spend a lot of my days indoors though, so I don't get affected by the weather as much, I think, as some people who have to go in and out. But yeah, I'm holding up well, doing okay. Allergies are fierce right now. I think that's contributing as well to my tiredness. But overall, everything's going really well. Not really much to report. Hopefully, things are going okay over there. Culture, let's pull for you and see. Same in indoors, yeah. Yeah, allergies are kicking up right now. Definitely need to get some sleep. So culture, I feel like whatever this course of action is, you are going to get something out of it because we have the Six of Pentacles. So this talks about an exchange, giving and receiving. So whatever it is that you will be doing, you will be getting something beneficial out of it yourself. Let's see. So whatever that is, whether that's like a reward, an acknowledgement, education, because again, I'm not quite sure specifically what this is, but it's you get something from it. We also have the moon here and the Five of Pentacles, so that I think is like making you feel more included by taking this course of action in whatever capacity that would mean. Because I have the Three of Pentacles, this talks about collaboration. So maybe at times where you feel like you're like not being as involved as you feel like you deserve, maybe this will make you feel more included. Yeah, it feels like you're getting something out of it. The center of your reading is the High Priestess. So whenever I see this, it's always encouraging me to encourage you to use your own discernment when it comes to certain circumstances involving specifically this topic. Because the High Priestess is basically like you have to follow your intuition. You have to follow like what you feel inside is for the best. So whenever I see the High Priestess in a reading, I always want to encourage the person I'm reading for to not only just take my advice, but also try to make their own decision. That's generally a good rule of thumb in general, but I feel like it's like that extra acknowledgement when I see High Priestess in the reading. That it's all good and fun to hear what I have to say, but it's very important that you make these decisions for yourself and like follow your gut, you know? Seven of Cups can talk about multiple options or multiple avenues, multiple opportunities, multiple choices, things like this. So with the Seven of Cups in the reading, the outcome would make me feel like this could potentially lead to other things for you. And we also have the Four of Cups. So maybe kind of shake things up, make you feel a little bit more inspired. The Four of Cups can kind of get complacent sometimes and get very comfortable where they are and not feel inspired to strive or push harder for something more or something greater. And with the Emperor and the King of Swords here, this would basically be saying that this might push you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Good. I'm glad to hear it's all making sense. You're very welcome, Culture. Congratulations again on winning. We are going to move on to Niasia with a BOGO. You're welcome. I'm speaking to Mom right now. What does Spirit want me to know? Tough time for family dynamics right now, it seems. I've heard a lot of that lately. Okay. Well, maybe you'll be inspired by this reading to know what to ask. Okay. So, one thing that I'm getting is that this is temporary. How temporary is it? Not quite sure. I feel if I were to go off the cards I pulled, I would say more short lived because we have swords and pentacles. So, that can be anywhere from like days to months, but I'm not necessarily feeling like years or anything like that. I feel like this is more of a temporary situation. Um, because the King of Swords, especially in this deck, because it's the Light Seers deck, it makes me feel like there was like I just need to get out of the situation. Like I just maybe it was maybe your mom ran off, maybe you did, maybe you guys just weren't seeing eye to eye because we have the Hierophant here, the need to get on the same page, and the Knight of Swords indicates that maybe we're acting a little quickly because we just are frustrated in the situation that we're in. Um, so I don't know if this has. I'm hearing the word approval, so it's like a weird thing to hear, but I don't know if it has to do with like feeling like you don't need approval or feeling like you do need approval or like there's like a lack of understanding here that's happening, or seeking validation. I don't know exactly what that is. But the Ace of Swords indicates that communication will come in. Definitely see you running away, Naija. Actually, you know what's really funny? Not funny, haha, but like interesting that you said that you ran off. Um, let me pull up the image really quickly just so you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Okay, so this is the Knight of Swords that I'm looking at right now. And as you can see, the person's literally running away. So that's why I said it's something that kind of felt like I just need to get out of here. Like I just need to go. I've got to, like, I just can't be in this situation anymore. So hard to get on the same page, just tired of the same old nonsense. Yeah, I definitely understood what you meant by funny. Yeah. Okay, good. But I feel like I've got, communication happening, maybe potentially even clarity, that will come. Sometimes our parents can just be like overly involved in our lives. So I feel like there's people out there that deal with like both situations where you have someone who's overly involved and overly opinionated, and then some parents that just like aren't involved at all and you wish that they would be. I think having it's like no parent knows how to have like a happy medium. I think it's a very difficult place for both the person that's receiving the attention or lack of attention and also the person that's giving it, because sometimes as a parent you don't quite know like what's too much or what's not enough. And you said, as a Libra, I struggle with confrontation, so I'm learning more about the importance of speaking up, advocating for myself, and standing in my power. My mom knows which buttons to push. She's my mom. So your mom is overly involved and too opinionated. Yeah. doesn't know how to parent an adult. It makes sense. Makes sense. Um, so I think that, again, this is short lived. I do have the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant. So if I were to guess, I would have said this person was overly involved because the Queen of Cups is like very mothering, could potentially even be a smother. And the Hierophant indicates that, like, because she is family, because she is your mom, because she is kin to you, cut from the same cloth, she feels like it's her prerogative to express certain things, even when it's not warranted or it's like unsolicited. You have a 15-year-old brother and you're 33, so she doesn't know how to parent you. Yeah, didn't we both say that we both are like there's like a 18-year difference between like us and like our younger brother? Because I have a younger brother who's that same age difference from me. Um, and it's difficult because your mom is still your mom is still a mom, your mom still has someone to take care of. And so it's like getting out of that mode and recognizing like the difference in age can probably be very difficult or hard. You said she was smothering you, spot on, holy shit. Yeah. So like that's difficult. Like, I mean, even from her perspective, I feel like that's difficult because she's like, I've got one that's gone, grown adult, but I'm still raising children at home. So it's like that weird place. I think from your mom's perspective, she thinks that she's doing what's best. But I think sometimes she gets confused. I think sometimes you might react a certain way that completely catches her off guard, and not that it's unwarranted, because I'm sure that it is. It's just, I think she just doesn't really know how to proceed or what to do. And you might be the type of person that like holds things in, and because like you said, you don't like confrontation, so it's like you constantly are getting triggered by her, and sometimes it can come out as like very frustrated, and then that could be very confusing for her. So I feel like at the same time, for your mom, she doesn't really know also how to approach you, when to say the right thing, when not to say something. And it's like your mom's always going to be your mom, and she's always going to have that type of personality, but it might also make her feel like she needs to kind of hold back. Like, for example, like if I'm thinking of my mom, she's like an extremist. It's either she wants to be overly involved or she doesn't want to be involved at all. Like, she doesn't know how to have that happy medium. And it's like, well, it's not that. Like, I want you to be involved. Maybe I just don't need you involved in every single step of the process and like hearing your opinions. And I think it's a generational thing, but also I think it's like hard to with your parents because they don't have that Pluto and Scorpio of our generation, where they want to learn and they want to grow and they want to change and they want to evolve. They don't have that within them. And so I think that can make things a little bit complicated because maybe she's like, I'm doing my best. And you're like, well, it's not good enough. Figure it out. So yeah, I think that sometimes you catch her off guard. Again, warranted how you feel. But I think she's just kind of in this place where she's not really sure how to approach things. And that might in turn make her pull back and like not like engage with you because she doesn't really know what she's going to do that's going to set you off. So I think the main thing, your mom too. Hey Tina, thank you so much. You are going to be next. So I think the main thing is like maybe understanding what triggers us and figuring that out, so then maybe the triggers don't have as much of a hold on us, I guess you could say. Because sometimes when you can't identify what it is that's bothering you, you can just feel it because it's been building and building. It can kind of take over and then put us in a situation where like where you're in right now, where you guys aren't really speaking. So I think that she needs to have clarity as to what it is she's doing that's rubbing you the wrong way. I think clarity is definitely something that's needed. Communication, boundaries, and you can only do what you can do, right? So you can express to her what things are happening, but what she does with that information is on her, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. You can just let her take that information, and do with it what she will. You had a similar convo with someone today about your triggers. Yeah, so like that's the thing. You'll notice, and it's a weird phenomenon, but you'll notice that once you can figure out your triggers and why you're being triggered, then they don't have as much control over you, and you will be able to handle being around your mom a lot easier, because a lot of the times the things are not necessarily what she's currently doing, but what she's done in the past that was never addressed. And once you can put a face to that and understand that, you'll be surprised at how easy you can let things go and they don't bother you as much anymore. So my only advice is communication when you feel ready, and working on also yourself so that you can recognize when these things come up. So that's the thing. If you express it and she doesn't change, there's nothing you can really do at that point. Besides, continue working on yourself, because our parents are human at the end of the day. And if they're not willing to evolve and grow, like, we just have to meet them where they're at. And sometimes that means that they don't get to be a part of every aspect of our lives. If they're not willing to also grow with you, then that privilege is no longer, and they're going to miss out on certain things, but that was their choice. So as long as we're clear with them about what we need from them and they choose not to do that, then at the end of the day, you did your best. Did that help answer or help prompt maybe what your next reading will be? Or did you think of another question? Hey, Tina, where did you donate? I don't think it went through. I'm glad it resonates for you. It's a easy thing to see on the outside, only because I feel like it's maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but maybe you would be, that I feel like a lot of people of our generation are dealing with that with their parents. Okay, yeah. Will you double check for me? And I'll also double check on my end as well, just in case, because it might have gone through. Oh, yeah. It looks like it just went through. What did you donate for? 2 minis? Oh, it looks like you sent the questions as well. Okay, perfect. 2 questions. Perfect. Thank you. And I have your questions on PayPal. It looks like I just got those. So we're going to finish this up with Nyasia, and then I will be right with you, okay? You're becoming more no nonsense. You used to tolerate it because you lived with her and didn't have a choice. Right. All right. What does Nyasia need to know about her blockages? All right, Naisha. So let's speak to the Libra in you, but also specifically because I pulled the Strength card. You've got to get on the same page with yourself. What I mean by that is I think that it's possible, and I say this because I speak from experience, that you can think one thing and feel one thing and somehow they conflict with one another. Or you can feel one way 1 minute, but then you're because it's really easy to see the other side of a situation. So then you go, well, now that I've said that, I guess I could see how this is and that. And then you're constantly like not like at conflict with yourself, because it's like, as a Libra and a Gemini and maybe even a Pisces, it's very easy to see all sides of things. So the indecision that comes with the ability to see all angles somehow can create conflict when it comes to just like making a decision about one particular thing. So you block yourself. Feels like ADHD. It might also be ADHD. At least it's what I feel like I have. But I feel like it's important that you find ways to kind of get on the same page with those two conflicting, counteracting things, or utilize them to your advantage. So that way it's not making you indecisive. It's just giving you a greater view, a panorama, if you will. Because I feel like it could be your superpower, but I think sometimes that this could debilitate you, and that's why it's coming up as a block. I'm sure you're getting better at it, and because you have this awareness that you know this about yourself, it probably doesn't like debilitate you more than like it normally would. But I see with the Strength card here that this person's wearing like a mask, but the mask is only on one side of the face. And so it's like you're constantly at conflict with like these two parts of yourself. And when we do that and we're not able to like find a way to make it cohesive and make it all the same, then we freeze or we get paralyzed in one place and we're not able to really move forward. That, again, I'm speaking from experience. So I think that that's important to just know, is that every time that you can't get on the same page with yourself, you do create a block, because the energy can't flow, because you're kind of like stuck in this like paralyzed place of indecision. Let's see. What else should she need to know about her blockages? So funny enough that you said earlier that you're having trouble with sleep, because I did pull the insomnia card with the 9 of Swords. I feel like with a mentally restless type of person, sleep might even be more critical. And I understand like not always being able to have the most perfect sleep schedule. There's a lot of factors that go into this. But I think for you, sleep, if you don't get it, I think it's going to just keep setting you back, because you're not going to be able to get as much done. You're not going to have as much energy. Every goal that you set, you're going to feel like you're falling short every single day, because you're not able to achieve the things that you wanted to achieve. So prioritizing rest and prioritizing sleep, even if it's only for like 6 hours, even if it's not a lot, is going to do well for you in regards to your blockages, because what's going to happen is the feeling of setback. And I don't really know like how you perform, but for instance, for me, if I set goals for myself and I fall short, like I don't feel like I hit all my goals, I'm very, very hard on myself. And what that's going to do time and time again is start to make me feel discouraged and make me like change my mind about what I was going to do in the first place. So these little steps to ensure that you're getting proper sleep, proper nutrition, so that you can show up with your best self and put forward your best productivity and performance, will allow for like less feelings of setback And then in turn, less blockages if you feel that way. Yeah. Let's see. I think they want you to never grow complacent. I don't think that you have that problem, but if you are feeling uninspired in any way, you should absolutely be thinking of new ways to change, add this in, change this up, fix this situation. I feel like you don't do well feeling complacent. Like if you don't feel like inspired or you don't feel like you're being challenged, then you will create a block for yourself. So I feel like it's important that if you find yourself feeling stagnant in any place, that you think of something that can make you feel inspired. And it doesn't necessarily have to do with like work. Like, for example, if you're feeling stagnant at work, if you feel like the needle's not moving, that's okay. You can get inspired outside of work. You can get inspired with something else that you're doing, a new hobby or something like that. But that is going to translate into other areas of your life. It's going to spill into other areas of your life. And the thing is about you, Naija, is you just have to feel inspired. And catching that inspiration is not hard. It's making sure that you don't get complacent, bored, apathetic, uninspired, because that's where it's all going to go downhill. And really just like continuing your education, continuing to learn as much as you can, acquire as much knowledge as possible will make you feel very inspired as well. I will say it doesn't really seem like you have a lot of blockages with these cards in terms of just like being you, but it seems like there are things that can happen in your life that can make you feel stumped or blocked. And so these are almost just like practical tools and ways to try to prevent those things from happening. You have so many ideas, but you get overwhelmed with creating the foundation. I know. Well, I think it's definitely important to focus on one thing at a time, because if you're putting, like, let's just say you have like 3 cups and you only have 1 cup, like you have a cup in your hand and you have 3 bowls in front of you, and you can only use the 1 cup to fill the water. And once you've filled the top of the bowl, you've completed that task. But imagine if those 3 bowls, you have 1 cup of water and you're just pouring into each bowl a little bit, it's never going to get full. It's important that you focus on the one thing, fill that up, complete that task, move on to the next. Because this little like back and forth, 1 teaspoon here, 1 teaspoon there, it's like going to take forever for you to feel complete. And I think that you thrive off of success and feeling like you achieved something. So when you are spread too thin and delegating to multiple things at once, it can sometimes feel like you're not getting anything done at all. So hyper focusing on the one area is important, but at the same time, if it's not working or something's not quite right, that's where your spirit's like, you need to get inspired again about this thing. You need to figure out a way to like get excited about it, because otherwise you are going to move on to something else and never feel like you're achieving anything. So stick with the one thing and try to find ways to continue to get re-inspired by it. You know, hopefully that's making sense. You started a website, practically done, but you got overwhelmed and started something else. Yeah, you got to fill the bowl before you move on. Follow through is hard when you have so much inspiration. What's hard is keeping inspired with the same thing. It's easy to get excited about something new. It's hard to get excited about something that's not new. And the key for you, Naija, is to just continue to re-inspire yourself about the thing that you've already started. You're welcome. Good. I'm glad to hear that, Naija. It was so good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Get some sleep. All right. This is for Tina. Naija says she sends you her regards. He's here with me. He said thank you. He needs that. Send him some good wishes tonight. He could use some good positive energy. Have a good night, girl. Hey, Tina. All right. So let's look at your first question. Tina, gotta say, not crazy about this connection for you in terms of your first question. Is there attraction here? I think that it would be a forced attraction. I don't know how else to explain that. Like, this person would look at you and say, you're objectively attractive, but I think that this person has a hard time. Thank you, Naija. What was I gonna say? I feel like it would feel forced. Like, I feel like this person looks at you and says objectively, she's pretty. I don't know if he is feeling that attraction to you, that physical attraction. And if this is supposed to be like a romantic relationship, I feel like it's almost like I feel like he wants to make this work. Like, he'll do whatever it takes to make this work. He's like trying to look at things differently. He has a different perceptive of you. So like, or perception. So what I'm thinking maybe is that you differ from his typical type and he sees the value in you, but he's not like, you're not his type. I don't know how else to say this. Like, I want to be clear. I don't think he's like, oh, she's ugly. Like, I don't think that. I just think that it's not, you're not typically who he would go for, but he wants to go for you. I think that's what it is. He sees the value in you for whatever it is. But here's the thing. If it were me, I don't think I'd want to be with someone that where it felt like they had to force themselves to be attracted to me. Like, you know, because there's a difference. Like, you can look at someone and say, wow, they're beautiful or they're handsome, but you can clearly say, like, I wouldn't want to be with them, like, romantically, because they're not my physical type. I have way better things to do with my time than who are interested. Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. It's not that if there's a basis of attraction, it doesn't mean that physical attraction can't grow, because I definitely know people who say, like, I thought they were cute, but they weren't my type. But as I got to know them, like, I became more and more attracted to them. And now I can't keep my hands off of them. I do think that, like, that's possible, but I don't know, personally, I would want to start off feeling attracted to the person that I was with. Did you want to keep your second question the same now that you know this, or do you want to change it? I was already considering blocking him, but wanted to see in the cards. We were already together intimately a year ago. Yeah, that makes sense. Did communication stay after you guys were intimate? Or did you guys go your separate ways? Oh, and then he just reached out. Okay. So it sounds like you might want to keep the second question the same just to look into that a little bit. Is that right? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this guy. All right, let's see. Okay, let's get a little bit more clear here about intentions. Here's intentions. Here's intentions. Honestly, I would just be cautious. Like, I'm not saying you can't like see this person, don't go out with this person. I'm not trying to like discourage you from exploring this further, because I do feel like he feels that he's gone through a lot of change. Like, he's had these epiphanies, he's had a lot of growth, he feels like he's had a lot of maturity, he's looking at things differently. So, I mean, I'm not saying that like this is necessarily a bad connection. I'm just not crazy about it for you. Like, I really would love for someone to see your value like from the jump. But I feel like he is excited about the connection. I feel like he's not thinking it through, though. What I worry about is him coming in too quick, too hot, being impulsive, not quite thinking through his actions, and then leaving you even more confused after everything is said and done. Because I don't feel that the energy is very stable from him. Coming from his perspective, it feels like this is a bit rushed. Granted, I know that it's been like a year since you guys have talked to each other, but I mean, his current action coming to you right now is a bit rushed. I don't feel like the energy is very stable. I asked what he wants from this connection, and I think he wants to explore. I think he wants to hook up again, to be honest. Because I have the lovers in the center. We also have the wands, which are very like physical. I think what I would worry about with the Seven of Cups is just I would feel like an option. I would feel like, oh, he's just trying to see like if he can get me. And if he can get me, then great. And if not, he'll just move along to someone else. The Seven of Cups is just like, I have a lot of options. Like, I have a roster and you're not the only one on it. And it's like, what's my flavor of the week this week? So this is a very confusing energy. I'm not quite sure exactly what he wants from you, but the least I can pick up is maybe like conversation, potentially flattery, compliments, or a desire for that. And maybe if you would allow him, then a hookup is kind of what it feels like. If you want to know if he's offering anything serious, I don't feel that way. I have the Nine of Wands. This is a very guarded, hesitant energy. And we also have the Five of Cups, which speaks to disappointment when everything is said and done. So I would just be really cautious with this person. Use your discernment. But I feel like your initial gut instinct to block this person was probably pretty spot on. You're welcome, Tina. Thank you for stopping in. Good night, Tina.